Welcome back to The Inspired Entrepreneur with Heather Hope. Hey everyone, it's Heather Hope again. Happy Saturday. I'm recording this for you. I'm recording this last night, Friday night, and all day I kept thinking it's Saturday. So I believe when it really is Saturday, it's going to be like a bonus day. Or Sunday, I'm just going to be super confused. That happens a lot. But welcome back to the Inspired Entrepreneur podcast. My name is Heather Hope, and I'm a law of attraction. What am I? Speaker and writer, podcaster, YouTuber, that sort of thing. I help people understand this a little bit better. I just help guide them to what they need to know, I guess. Okay. So I feel like I have like radio vibes right now. We just had dinner, and my husband's running to the store, and then he's gonna come home, and we're going to watch Cobra Kai. Let me know if you watched that, because I held off. He started watching it when we were in Mexico, and it was so odd because he just doesn't like do Netflix, but in Mexico, because I kept having, wanting time to myself because we were like together all the time, which we are anyway, but a little bit different when it's not focused around work. So he was always downstairs just watching Cobra Kai, and I'm like, okay, whatever. And then so I finally started watching it, and I just honestly think it's kind of dumb because it's so predictable. But like I predicted the entire first season right before everything was happening. I'm like, oh yeah, we can see this from a mile away. Anyway, we also watched Schitt's Creek, which is super unpredictable. So it's like two completely different shows, but I can only watch them in like one or two episodes at a time right now because they're just kind of wearing on me. Does that make sense? It's like I love Schitt's Creek for all the other seasons, but this season I don't know if I've outgrown it or what, but I don't have the same vibe with it, and so I watch like one or two at the very most. And the same with Cobra Kai because it's just so like cliche, predictable. Anyway, let's just jump into this. Like I said, I've got this radio vibe going on right now that like I've got a radio show or something. I don't know. October 24th. This is all based on the book. I'm looking at it right now. It's not published yet, but it will be. I've got some timelines. I'm working towards a bunch of things for the next 4 weeks, and some new exciting things in my life and new direction, just different things. So this is my book, 366 Days of Inspiration for the Entrepreneur. Let me know if you enjoy that little bit. I just press record, and basically whatever comes out of my mouth is what you get. Like there's no scripting, there's no nothing. I just press record, and that's it. That's how you do a podcast for the most part. I'm not one of those scripted type of people. Other than the little tiny message from my book, that's it. That's all I know that I'm going to say. And I don't even read it beforehand. But let me know if you enjoy it all, anything like the personal stuff that I share, just whatever. Okay, so let's get into it. October 24th. The message is today. For today, this is a pretty good one, and I'll give you some examples of it. If you're strong and another is wobbling, you win. You get what you want with your conviction of deciding that it's yours. No manipulation needed. You decide with your thoughts and energy. So I learned this from personal experience of when I know that something is mine, or that I want something, like it's this knowing that something's mine. There's a lot of things that I'm like, oh, wow, I really like that. And, that'd be cool. Or that's a new idea, or, and not like a strong knowing. But when I know something, I know it. Like in the past, when I know somebody's going to be a client, like I know, like a particular person. Lately, I've had some vibes with a couple of people. I haven't spoken to them, but then I see them commenting or a friend requesting me or something like that. And I'm like, okay. So I'm kind of like, I just let people come to me. Like I never reach out to other people. They just come to me. It's law of attraction. I truly believe that as long as I'm feeling good and focusing on my intentions and my day, feeling good and following what feels good, and writing the posts or creating the content, whatever I feel like doing, that people will gravitate towards me, and they it's attraction. It's attraction. It's like when you like someone, or when you know, you become attracted to them or it or whatever it is, right? Okay, so this is something you can do in kind of like negotiations or business, is when you're strong. The statement is, if you're strong and another is wobbling, you win. So like when I know that I'm working with somebody or dealing, let's say dealing with someone who is not as strong vibrationally, as strong emotionally as I am, oh, I know I've got it. I know I've got it. Like I know that what I want is what I will get. I don't have to really say anything. I just know that my vibration is so strong and that other person is wobbling. Now, and you'll win the deal. Um, Now, when you're wobbling and you're working with, when you're wobbling, you will attract other people who wobble, and then it's just a wobbly mess. Let me know if you understand the wobbling thing. Let me scroll back to, yeah, it was yesterday. October 23rd is when I was talking about wobbling. It was, you need to stop doubting, get strong with your thoughts. And when you wobble, you lose your connection with the power of your energy. So, wobbling is like being undecided, being unsure, self doubt, just not knowing what you want. But when you know what you want and you stay stable in that and not go back and forth on something, when you go back and forth on something, it is painful, but it's wobbling. So when you know what you want, just stay there. Stay with that knowing that this is what I want and this is what I'm going to get. And the stronger vibration wins. It's powerful. When you see it in action, it's just so cool. It's really cool. But it's so cool in business relationships, because so let me tell you one of the things. I don't think I wrote it in my PDF download, but one of the things I noticed, now say I've had a membership program for over a year now, and what I learned very quickly, and from other people too, of watching what other people do, and basically I watch what other people do and don't do that, because most people fail in their business, right? 95% of business. I hate that anyway, but that's the stat on it, right? Um, this is what people will do. And then they lose contracts. They wobble. They lose payment plans. They wobble. They don't get paid. They wobble. So if you're not getting paid in your business, like if you keep losing um, people not paying their payment plan, or dropping out of your programs, or this, left and right, you're wobbling. That means that you're afraid that it's going to happen. You're creating it through wobbling, through self doubt, through, is this good enough? Are people going to stay? Oh gosh, I'm so worried that they're going to leave. That I'm so worried that they're not going to pay their things. And if they don't pay, next month, I'm not going to make rent and all that stuff. That is so typical. I know it is, because most people fear not having enough money. So when you have a business, this is so vital. This could be a whole week's worth of lessons here. And it's something I learned very quickly when I started having people sign up. Like my membership, um, I used to call it a mastermind. And then I realized, after about 6 months, this is not a mastermind. I really love looking up definitions of words. just to make sure I'm using the right ones because I don't want to sound stupid. So I make sure that I'm using the right term. And it really was not a mastermind. It just sounded nice. So I eventually changed the naming of it. But so when I started my mastermind, everybody paid $97 a month. And I had, I think month two, I had like 18 people. So I learned very quickly, through my own, learning, because I'm learning daily. Like, I'm not joking. I am learning every single day about law of attraction. Every single day, the universe is bringing me more and more and more and more to learn. And so, and I love it. It's just so cool. It's just epiphany after epiphany. And a lot of times I forget things because we forget, right? And so, and then I get another lesson of it of like, oh yeah, that's right. And it just sounds new. And it's like, oh, I already knew this. And I'll go tell my husband, I'm like, I'll tell him something. I'm like, but I already knew this. That's weird. So anyway, but it sounds new. So when you start having payment plans in your business, say you have any, so you're in business, right? That's why you're listening to me. Any kind of business that, I mean, businesses, sell things, products or services, and you receive money from your customers, right? And so when you worry about people not paying you, you're creating people not paying you. You're attracting people not paying you. When you're worried your fees are too high, you're attracting people who think your fees are too high. So if you ever get the feedback that your fees are too high, it's only because you fear or you feel, either way, that your fees are too high. That's it. Because if you were really confident in your price, you would not attract anybody. You would attract people like, yeah, that's great. That's a good deal. Sign me up. No problem. So that's like a whole nother course there too, of setting prices and lining up with it, feeling really good. So, there's a lot of coaches out there that will tell you to just double your price. And when you double your price or whatever it is, it doesn't even matter. Most coaches don't even care what it is. They just don't even care. And I know in like the traditional business world, they'd have freaking heart attacks all over the place because they'd be like, what's the market going to say? Blah, blah, blah. And that so doesn't matter for us over here in this world because it just doesn't matter. For the most part, I don't think it matters. Sometimes I think it does. I think some industries, but still there's people for every price range. There's people with a lot of money with a totally different mindset about money. And they're like, you're too cheap. Your fees are too cheap. Like what? That's like pennies for me. You know what I mean? Like when people make a lot of money, they spend more on things. Like things cost more because they have more money to spend. And so when they look at other things that are like lower, they're like, what? That doesn't make any sense. That's just really cheap. So anyway, this is like a whole many courses in this one podcast. But so going back to a price point, like if you doubled your price and you're feeling insecure about that, that is not helpful. That's not helpful advice. So if a coach just blatantly just says out there, just throws it out there, double your price without any support, any guidance of, well, you better, vibrationally feel up to speed with that price point because you're not going to attract people if you don't feel confident about that and feel really good and like no doubt, like, hell yeah, this is a price. Like, yeah, of course. Like at 97, I offered a lot of support. Like I was over delivering support where I eventually got burned out. I did. A few months in, I gave people everything I had and they got amazing results from it, but I knew I was undercharging. Eventually I scaled back on what I was giving because I couldn't see the scalability at that price point. I'd have to raise it. And I didn't really want to go down that road. I was burnt out. So I went the other way and I cut my fees so I could just do a lot less. I wanted to do a lot less. To just be totally honest and frank, I didn't want to do so much. I was over delivering, like one-on-one type of over delivering, which was great for them. But eventually it's like, no, I can't do that. I can't sustain it. But so now I went down to 47 a month and I don't do all of the like personalized stuff but I still feel that's a really great price. Um, I feel that it could be a whole lot more because I've paid hundreds more for less. You know what I mean? So anyway, no biggie. So going back to when you're strong, you're going with when you're strong with what you want, and you know without a doubt that that's what you want, you're going to get it. You're just going to get it. When you decide, right? When you make a decision, it's done. When you don't wobble, it's done. When you wobble, it's not done. It's not done. It's not cooked. It's not coming easily. It's not coming easily, right? Because everything's always coming to you, but a lot of things aren't coming easily because of the wobble. There you go. Sum it up right there. Everything's coming to you, but if you wobble, it's just I like what Abraham says about it's just a rocky road. It's a rockier road. And I don't like rocky roads at all. I just don't. I'm not into the drama of things. I like things being easy and just coming to me, and it's just so cool. Okay, guys, I am needing some water. So I am going to let you go for now. Have an amazing Saturday night, and I will talk to you again tomorrow. Bye bye.